What's up, YouTube? So, got this thing on the road finally. Pretty pumped about that. So, took it for a ride to work. Drove pretty good. Well, first I went to the gas station, topped it off on E85, and started right back up at the gas pump. Drove some back roads around a little bit, maybe put like a couple miles on it, and then drove it over to work. It did really good. So, I was having some issues with the tuning on it. The base map that the FuelTech generates, it got it started, definitely. But there's a lot of things that are involved that are above my, I guess, knowledge level when it comes to that stuff. So I did take a course from HP Academy online to, do some basic tuning, stuff like that, but nothing that got me to the level of ChatGPT. Very interesting. So I was able to upload screenshots of everything, like timing tables, the fuel table, everything, every setting, and it told me what adjustments to make. Now, would I take this thing to the floor with that? Definitely not. I'm gonna have someone check that over, make sure everything's okay. It took me about 2 hours of fiddling around with ChatGPT to get this thing to start right, idle right. When you go into acceleration, it doesn't stumble, it doesn't fart, it doesn't cough. The air fuels are like dead on. I was playing with it before, and every adjustment I made, it didn't affect the air fuel ratio, which was weird. The Bosch injectors I have in here, the 210s, with the FuelTech map, it does ask you what the injector size is, what fuel you're using, so it gives you the basic setup to get it going. The timing on the fuel injection was wrong. So I basically dialed that back so it would hold the injectors open a little less longer, and was like totally responsive to it. So it was like that one little setting. Let's see if I can pull it up. I have a log here, just driving around, pedaling around. This may be boring to people. I don't know. I'm just, documenting the journey here. Let me see here. Let me close and I'll just reopen the log, because I have like 12 logs. I wanted to see the difference from when I played with it to the most current log where it was drivable. So yeah, I had like 16 logs open. This thing was full. So let me close this. If it wants to close. So what happens when you don't shut your computer down? So regardless, let me reboot this real quick. It was wild to me because in the process of doing ChatGPT to overlook the tune and basically inputted all the data that I needed. So we have injector size, injector type, cam size, what's done to the motor. The motor's bored over 30, has champion aluminum heads and intake. Everything. You put all that data into ChatGPT, and it gave me a 2-hour tuning course, because it's hard when you have the software in front of you without getting proper training on the FuelTech ECU itself. The course for HP Academies, even though it's universal, wasn't specific enough. So it's like if the thing wasn't standing out and hitting me in the face with a hammer, I would have never guessed where to look or what to adjust. So, but yeah, I was kind of just tinkering around looking at the logs and like, cruising AFRs. I really didn't get into it. Maybe put the pedal down 20-30% because trusting, the Terminator, right, Skynet to tune this motor. And again, not interested. Let's go over a couple quick settings, not to make this video super boring. So they had me adjust the closed loop target table. I never took it up. This right here, you can't see it, but like in this general area is like it was starting to build a table for boost. I probably didn't get it past like 3,200. So, and not much boost at all. So I was just more concerned with the drivability factor of it. It made me change the closed loop control limits. So let me look at the fuel table again. Fuel, it was dumping fuel. So made me basically bring everything down. Again, I didn't take it up to $6,000, like right around here. So adjusted that. Let's see here. Fuel trim. I had the primary fuel trim originally. I had to like removing 40% of the fuel or something like that because it was just so pig rich that you couldn't be anywhere near this thing. After playing with a couple more settings, I got it better, but it was still potent. You would burn your eyes. So basically just took a picture with my phone. I'll put a couple of screenshots here of the conversation we had, and it was telling me, all right, do this, do this, do this. Let's see, yeah. Also changed the TPS compensation because that was all wacky. Let me see here, ignition table. Also made me adjust this. And then after taking a picture of it, sending it to them and say, all right, this should be safe to get some data. So this is the whole idea of it, right? You're getting a data log to see what the motor wants, what it needs. This isn't anywhere near tuned where it should be. It just so happened to work out. Now, there may be, another application out there where you do this and, by no means is this a warranty on what ChatGPT can do. It just so happened to work out in my favor. So, ignition trim, didn't mess with that at all. Before doing any of this, I verified the timing on it, stuff like that. So, let's see what else we got here. Engine start didn't change that. Ignition limits did not change that. Nothing there. Let's see here. Didn't adjust the boost control. Let's see here. Oh no, I did. I think the maximum boost level was set to like 50 pounds or something like that. And so I dialed that back. Let's see, flex fuel. Did we adjust that? We did. So the ethanol blend, these numbers just highlighted everything and, told me where to put it. O2 closed loop compensation. I don't think it did anything with that. I think that's how it is. Anything with ignition, yes. Let me see here. I set the primary injector dead time. It gave me the specs for the Bosch 210s, that was way off too. So everything that offsets everything, right? So that the dead time in the ejector sends it the electrical signal. It's that time where it's not doing anything. So it affects your overall fuel because it's taking that into compensation for it. So if the injector is staying open for like 1.5 milliseconds or whatever it is, it's going to add that dead time onto the top of it. So if that number isn't right, you have that extra burst of fuel, which you're probably not needing. At least that's how I understand it. I'm no expert with this at all. Didn't touch any of this stuff. Dwell table, no. Let's see here. Post start enrichment. I think we dialed that back down too, because it was pretty high. Fuel injection angle table. Did not touch that. So just review a couple logs here. Something, because I'm learning this too. This is all new to me. So we're at like 7 pounds of vacuum at idle. Let me see what it's doing here. I could have been playing with settings too at this point. This is my previous log before the ride. AFR 13.7, 13.8. I mean, it's staying solid. This is just idling. Looking for some pedal action. I think the log just ends there, so pull up log 15, I think it was. Okay, you can see some erratic stuff on startup here. 1200 RPM down to 800. Gave it a little gas. TPS moves a little bit. 7%. Must have been in park. Get to the other action down here. See what we got. We got 33% on the TPS. So this must be taken off. I've never seen the TPS go with 33%. I would, like I said, this is a disclaimer. Do not do this. I'm an idiot. But I'm impatient as well. Yeah, so nothing that really sticks out to me in the whole log. It is what it is. So I guess the question is, do you use ChatGPT to tune your car that you have money in? Probably not, but I'm a special type of animal, so I don't care. And when I do go to have this tuned, maybe they'll tell me what's wrong with it. Probably they'll tell me what's wrong with it, but I wanted to save the tuner some time. My pastime is watching YouTube videos of dyno pulls and, people building their cars. Like, that's what I love. It's what I grew up doing. And the last thing I want to do is waste, even though I'm paying for it, wasting a guy's time chasing down, a vacuum leak, chasing down, the Mac valve isn't wired or programmed. I wanted to make sure everything I could do within my ability to make sure I'm ready for this is as good as it's going to get. I mean, it is what it is, right? This is the nature of building cars, and you try doing the best thing with what you have, with your knowledge, right? I'm not a mechanic. I don't build cars. I fix my own cars. I don't work in a shop every day. I work on automatic doors, those big spinning revolving things. I could tell you exactly how to fix one of those in under 15 minutes, This, I just grew up around. So, yeah, with a limited set of skills, but a lot of time to research and make sure it's done the right way. I'm not saying this thing's 100% done like it's a show car or something, but it was a shell. It had a different drivetrain in it. I swapped it over to this Buick Grand National setup on FuelTech. Figured out how to wire it. Figured out how to, with some help from people here and there, and then it ran. Like, it's pretty amazing to literally have a husk of a car, not a wire in it. Nothing, I didn't know what the rear end was. I didn't know, really anything about it. So, didn't have good brakes. It had drums in the back. It had stock Ford Mustang 2, like Pinto calipers in the front. Those little things, after researching, because I'm going to spend my own money on this, was important to me, right? Do all the background you can and do it to the best of your ability. Not saying that a, $1,000, whatchamacallit, set of brakes was the right thing to do, or 1,500, whatever the brakes are. But at that time, I felt this will probably work. Just like the spring rate for the front coilovers and the rear coilovers. There were some rusty coilovers in this thing. It wasn't even coilovers in the front. It was just a spring and a shock. I didn't even think there was a shock in there. I think it was just a spring. So this thing sat in like the ground. So, trying to use my own calculations. All right, how heavy is the car? I don't know. I don't have a set of scales. I'm going to guesstimate what it is. How heavy is the drivetrain going to be? How heavy is it going to be me in there? And then research it and buy their springs, right? That's what I did with the QA1s. Same thing with the Willwood brakes. It just seemed to all work out. So, I don't know. Rambling on here. ChatGPT, is it a good thing? For me, it is. I can drive my car until it gets tuned, and it'll actually give the tuner a log file to go over and then rip apart and adjust it how he wants to adjust it. So that's my update for this thing. It's on the road. So enjoy, guys, and hopefully it'll be tuned soon and we'll get some burnout videos later. Before we go, might as well do a cold start. So really not that cold out. It's super muggy. I can not tell if you sweatband. Gross. But let's give it a start. Watch this thing fall on its face. Idles pretty well. So yeah, check it out. Tuned by ChatGPT. Later.